to the Homebuyers Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez, a realtor with Keller Williams Corona. My license number is 01249788. I have been licensed since 1998. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374. And I'm very excited to be hosting today's show on the Powers Now TV. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can see today's episode along with past and future episodes on the Powers Now TV app on your phone and streaming devices. Today's show is being sponsored by Eric Fraser at First Rank, Morrison Plus Property Inspections, and Keller Williams Corona. We have an exciting show for you today. First, I'm going to share some market data on what's happening in Corona. Then we have a special visit to Corona Tires and Wheels. And we will be talking about how they don't just specialize in wheels, but most of your car maintenance needs. My husband goes there on a constant basis. Then we have Golden State Finance Authority today, and then we'll be talking about what you need to know about selling your home in today's market. That's our show lineup. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into the market. So let's dive into the numbers for Corona. As you can see, it has been really crazy. My last update, we were in the upper 800s on the average median list price, and the price of new listings was going up. Now we're at 749 on our median price of new listings, at 800,000 on our median list price of existing home listings. What I want to talk about here is the per square foot. We were around $362 per square foot a couple weeks ago. Now we're down to $350. So that's telling you we have a little bit of a change in the market. Now the average days on market, if you see, is actually plummeting. We were at 53 days on market in December of 2021, and now we're down to 26 days. So we're coming back down to low days on market. The median days on market is actually 7 days for the ones that are priced for first-time home buyers. Price decreases. We are back in the double digits on price decreases. Why? Because a lot of agents are telling their clients that they can list their property for higher than they're actually worth. And then when buyers come and they're looking and they said, I don't know, that one closed for a little bit different than that. I'm not sure I want to buy that property. So then they're having to reduce their prices. A couple of months ago, we were in the 20% that were doing decreases, and then we went into the single digits. So now we're doing double digits again, so we're seeing a little bit of a shift. But we have 7% that actually increase their prices. So maybe they weren't getting enough activity on it because maybe it's a fixer, and who knows why. Relisted. This number has changed just a little bit. There aren't a lot of relisted because most homes are selling. And if they're not selling, then they're pretty much taking the homes off the market. Our inventory, the good thing, we are up by 23 listings. We were at 100 listings 2 weeks ago. Now we're at 123 listings in Corona, single family residences. And yes, it is horrible. We have 153,000 people here, but we're ticking up, and you can see that it is ticking up, and that's what we want to see. Now the median rent, as you can see, is still high at $3,400. We were down to $2,900 just in March, but our market action is back at 95, which means that the killer seller's market right now, but buyers still can get in if you have the right agent. Hint, hint. So you can see the seller's market. We actually started getting into the 80s and started inching towards 50-50 right here would be a buyer's and seller's market, kind of like even. So we're still in a seller's market. This graph shows that between April of 2019 and now, you can see we have not had any, we're not plummeting. If anything, this was an average, 7-day average back in April. And I can say at this point in time, we were really talking about things were just fluctuating and people didn't know what they were doing, and then it just kind of flattened out. Now I want to talk specifically about first-time home buyers and others here. So a first-time home buyer home is usually 1,200 square feet or more, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This is showing that a 1,600 square foot home, basic move-in, 3-bedroom, 2-bath is around $645 now for the first-time home buyers. You can find stuff under 600,000 in Corona, but if you're looking for something like that, you may want to contact me so that we can go to maybe, the next city over and maybe save some money on that. But if this is what you want, this is where it's at. And I don't think it's really going to change a whole lot over the next couple of months. We might see a little change in Q3 is what we are predicting. We may see some REOs hit the market. So we might see some opportunities there. And that's my wrap up. And with that, that's our market update. And I know that it's changing so much each and every time I come on here, but all I can do is give you the real numbers and tell you what my idea and some of the people I've been talking to that are professionals that have been talking about the market, what's going on in their areas. And we are seeing a little bit of a shift. So we don't want to say what kind of a shift it is at this point because of everything that's going on in the world, but we're just keeping an eye on it. So with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about our special guest.
And I am here with Louis at Corona Tires and Wheels. And I am so excited to talk to him today because he has been phenomenal for my family. Louis, can you please introduce yourself and give them your address and your phone number and your company?
My name is Luis Frutos. My address is 624 North Main, Corona. The name of the business is Corona Tires and Wheels. The phone number is 951-738-9802. And we are waiting for everybody. We take care of it.
And it has been absolutely phenomenal. Since my husband discovered this place, we actually started out on Pomona Street a long time ago in his little shop, and he moved here in Main Street. And ever since then, my husband has been obsessed with him. We used to actually go down into Norco, which is the town next, and we would wait maybe 2 or 3 days to get our car done. And now we know with all of what they do all the maintenance, the oil changes, everything. Suspensions, everything. My husband thought he was going to have to get a new car because he thought his transmission was going out. And he comes here, I said, please go and check with Louis. And Louis says, it's only your wheel bearings, it's only $400. So no, we didn't have to pay for a new car. Louis, how was that?
So people want to take advantage. That's simple.
I mean, you're into being honest. You're so honest in what you do.
Well, that's how we grow up. Be honest with the people. So for me, it's very important to be honest with the people.
Yeah. So tell us about approximately all the maintenance things that you do, and all, because you have 2 different kind of shops going on.
Yeah, we do in the Pomona Road. We do wholesale wheels and tires.
Right. And Talk
to the
about that
public.
because we discovered you through that.
Yeah, we're doing to wholesale to the public, and here we're doing oil change, suspensions, shocks, brakes, AC. I mean,
Oil change,
everything,
everything.
whatever it's it's a one-stop
One-stop shop.
Yes.
One-stop shop. And with regards to the wholesale on the tires, now that amazed me, because my husband kind of took me over there, and what happens is people actually buy their new cars, and the tires that are on there they necessarily don't want, so they want to upgrade, right?
Right.
And so what happens is you get those tires that they took off.
We sell in the low cost to the public.
Exactly, and the low cost
Yes.
to the public.
Yes.
Now that saves us a ton of money.
Yes.
A ton of money.
Especially right now, everything is crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, the prices going up. Every time you order product, the price is going up.
Yes. And with it, your pricing on your brakes will beat anybody.
Yes.
Your pricing on your
Definitely.
oil changes are phenomenal, so exactly with everybody else. And you literally match anybody pretty
Yes.
much.
You don't have to go to the dealer because we use the same oil and we do it faster. So you don't have to wait hours.
Exactly.
That's it.
And there's shopping in case you need
Yes.
to go. There's
Across the
actually
street, yeah.
Burlington Coat Factory down there and a bunch of shopping over there. We got all these supermarket over there. You got El Pollo Loco right here if you want to have some lunch. So it's kind of like in a great spot in the middle of Corona.
It's a free advertisement for everybody, huh?
Yeah, free advertising for everybody. So, but if you're gonna have to wait for brakes,
Yes.
it's really. I have walked over to Burlington Coat Factory while my son's,
Yeah, you can have breakfast.
his brakes were being worked on, and I was over there. By the time I got back, it was done.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
but anyways, I really want to say I appreciate you, and I want to implore everybody: if you are in Corona or even outside Corona, and you're having an issue with getting timely maintenance or tires or whatever it is, please give Lewis a call and get in here and see what his service is like, because it is really phenomenal. So, Lewis, go ahead and give your information again.
We are on 624 North Main, Corona. So phone number is 951-738-9802.
Thank you, Lewis, and I really appreciate
So thank you. Thank you very much. I
And
really appreciate it.
It's been an honor, and I really appreciate you.
And we're back. For those of you joining us, welcome to the Homebuyers Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our other TV shows, magazines, podcasts, and special events. Powers Now is a great resource for anyone looking to buy or sell real estate. We are going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about down payment assistance with Golden State Finance Authority. You are watching the Homebuyers Town Hall Corona on the Powers Now TV. We will be right back. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyers Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our real estate magazine and Head Home magazine. There are a lot of deals by our VIP agents on the Powers Now TV. Today we have Carolyn Sinceri from Golden State Finance Authority. Welcome, Carolyn, to the show.
Thank you, Jenny. It's great to be here. I'm excited to delve into the down payment assistance programs from Golden State Finance Authority. The way that I like to discuss the topic with real estate agents is really from a perspective of you not losing sales, not losing transactions because of someone's financial position. And oftentimes a real estate agent is the first person to kind of find out where someone is in terms of what kind of resources they have. And so you as a real estate agent can be the link to programs that can make a difference, that can maybe get them into a house sooner than they thought possible, maybe give them more purchasing power. So imagine as a real estate agent, what can down payment assistance do for you and your clients? Golden State Finance Authority has been offering home buyer assistance programs in California for almost 30 years. We've been able to help over 83,000 individuals and families to purchase homes. And the vast majority of the time, it's because of the down payment and closing cost assistance that we provide. We've been able to provide over $634 million in down payment and closing cost assistance money in California. Now, we are a public agency, a quasi-governmental agency, and that gives us the ability to take your standard mortgage products that we've all heard of and then couple them with down payment, closing cost assistance, and flexible guidelines to allow for people to get into homes maybe sooner than they thought possible. But when people think of down payment assistance, whether it's a lender or home buyer or real estate agent, oftentimes they hesitate to look into it because they're worried about some of the things that may actually make it more challenging. So let's start off by just talking about the flexibility and maybe breaking some of the myths out there around down payment assistance. When it comes to Golden State Finance Authority's programs, we really focus on accessibility. So they are not limited to first-time home buyers. So whether somebody is returning to home buying, they've owned a home in the past, or maybe they're a first-time home buyer, or maybe they own a property today, but they're going to be purchasing a new residence that they're moving into as an owner-occupied residence. And I don't mean new property. I just mean they're going to be moving into a new home to them, and the cash resources to get in with down are short. So again, no first-time home buyer requirement on the GSFA programs. In addition, the down payment assistance that our programs provide is up to 7% of the loan amount. And that's a lot of money. We're going to look at an example of how much cash that really can give them. The income limits are extremely flexible. In fact, we don't even have income limits on government loans, but we'll dive into that a little bit more, as well as some of the qualifying guidelines. But I'd like to start off with dispelling the myth that you have to be you have to have perfect credit, or that you can't have any debts or liabilities. It's very flexible. FICO scores are allowed as low as 620, and even debt to income ratios up to 50% can qualify. Variety of different financing options, and the programs are available throughout the state of California. On your screen is an example of utilizing our Open Doors program to purchase a house at the maximum loan that we can actually finance through the program. The loan amount, the maximum is $548,250. So I'm using a scenario of the highest amount of purchase price, the highest sales price on a home that would allow you to only use the down payment and closing cost assistance from Golden State Finance Authority to buy that house, okay? So this example is a home of $565,000. They have cash of their own. They would be able to purchase higher than this. If they had resources to cover the closing costs, they could purchase higher than this by using all of the money we provide towards the principal. But this is an example, $565,000, and that allows them 7% or up to 7% in assistance. That comes to $38,363, and leaving them with a mortgage loan of $548,50. Now, $38,000, imagine that. That is enough to cover the minimum required on down for a conventional loan that only requires 3% down. That's enough to cover that $16,950 in down. And it leaves them with another $21,000 for closing costs. They have some cash of their own. They can apply that additional $21,000, apply the entire $38,000 coming from Golden State Finance Authority towards the transaction. And that would allow them to purchase probably up to about $580,000. And just showing you an example here of how the affordability can be maximized through using down payment and closing cost assistance. Now we have two different down payment programs. The first one is called Platinum. It's been around a little bit longer. It's been around since 2010. It's our most popular one, and the reason is because for certain occupations in law enforcement, firefighting, and all the support staff in schools, whether public or private, and within the medical and healthcare industries, we provide the down payment assistance for this program, Platinum, as a gift on the first day that escrow closes. So they start out with equity in their home on day one and don't have to pay back that assistance. Now, outside of these specialized occupations, the rest of the borrowers are getting the down payment assistance as a 0% second mortgage instead, and it's forgiven after 3 years. So instead of a gift on day one, the other borrowers will be getting a second loan that has no interest, no payments, and after 36 months is completely forgiven. And that's what I think makes this program the most attractive to home buyers. But when you want to refer someone to a GSFA participating lender, the lender is going to dive into the nuances of these two programs and what's the right fit for them. And I'm just covering some of the highlights of these two programs. The Platinum program allows 640 FICO score on conventional loans, 660 on FHA, and as low as 640 for VA and USDA mortgages. And then you'll notice that the maximum debt to income ratios are around 45 and sometimes up to 50% when the borrower has a little bit higher FICO. Now, the second program is geared towards providing more in assistance. Platinum was able to provide 5%, Open Doors provides up to 7%. So the borrowers that don't have down payment money, they also don't have closing cost money, sometimes being able to get up to 7% is going to be a better fit. This program might be the better fit. Now, the assistance provided for the Open Doors program is provided as part gift, up to half of it as a gift, and the other half as what we call a 0% second mortgage that's due and payable when they sell the property or they refinance that mortgage or the mortgage loan itself is paid off. So there is a repayment of part of the assistance that's provided for this Open Doors program. But again, when you have a borrower that doesn't have a lot of cash resources and they can qualify for a mortgage today, this allows them to get into the property today, to start building equity, start building financial security, knowing that the assistance that was provided to help them, up to half of it is completely forgiven, and the other half they would pay back at some future date without any interest on it. The FICO scores that are allowed for the Open Doors program become a little bit more flexible. We can go down to 620 FICOs and up to 55% on debt to income ratios, depending on the underwriting approval. Now, all of the programs are for, both of the programs are for the purchase of a primary residence. It's going to be a residence that they own or occupy, but the programs can go up to 4 units. And maybe you've never considered that. You have a borrower who has this picture of the perfect little property that they're looking for, but you know that we don't have the inventory out there and that they may have to start thinking outside the box. So consider how a borrower might actually be in a really good position by buying a duplex or a triplex. Up to 4 units can be financed with our down payment and closing cost assistance programs. All of the mortgages, whether they are government loans, FHA, VA, or USDA, or a conventional loan, they are 30-year fixed rate interest, and the maximum loan amount, as I mentioned, on the mortgage, the first mortgage, is going to be $548,250. Now, sometimes it's going to be really advantageous for a borrower to go with conventional financing, and that's because those borrowers in a lower income bracket that can qualify for conventional financing are going to get more attractive pricing, meaning better interest rates on the program. They're going to get better coverage, better costs on their MI because they don't have to have as much mortgage insurance, and they'll have a little bit more flexibility in the down payment options. But I don't want you to think that you have to be low income. You don't. A borrower can qualify for FHA, VA, and USDA loans, government loans, no matter what the income is. We don't have an income limit. Now, you do have to refer to the agency guidelines. So if there is an USDA income limit for a property, that might apply. We don't apply any income limits. And for conventional financing, our income limits are really high. There's an example here on the screen of San Bernardino, Los Angeles, and Riverside County. And as you can see, it's a really high income. It's like $162,000 that they can still qualify for down payment and closing cost assistance. As I mentioned, there's some MI advantages, some mortgage insurance advantages, because the coverage that they need on a conventional loan for the borrowers in a lower income bracket at 80% of area median income and below, their coverage level actually drops drastically. But you know, this is where the loan officer gets involved and what's going to be the best fit for them. Now, as a real estate agent, I get a lot of questions about whether or not accessing or referring somebody to a down payment assistance program is going to make the entire escrow slow down or make it more challenging, you know, and how can they reassure a seller or a buyer that down payment assistance is a good option, that you know, a seller should not hesitate to take an offer with somebody who's getting down payment assistance. One of the biggest factors has to do with how we don't have any compliance review. We leave all of the actual mortgage loan processing and making sure that the borrower qualifies, we leave that to the lender. And so the only step where a lender is working directly with Golden State Finance Authority is at the time that they lock in the interest rate. And that when they do lock in the interest rate, they obtain a commitment for the down payment and closing cost money as well. And that step is really important. But once that lock is done, they are given those documents from Golden State Finance Authority, and then they go through the mortgage loan just like they normally would, which means your lenders, your GSFA lenders, can process down payment assistance programs in 30 days. I was on a call just the other day, and we had a lender who was saying that they could do 22 days. So keep in mind that just because it's a down payment assistance program, when you work with GSFA's program, it's not going to slow down escrow. There isn't going to be an additional compliance review step or additional forms that have to be turned in or a package that has to be reviewed that you then think could actually cause a problem during escrow. And the qualifying guidelines are so few. You yourself, if you had the ability, could talk to the borrower and mention the FICO limitations or FICO requirements of 620 or above, or the DTI. You know, on our website, we have the income limits for conventional financing, so you're able to look at that. And then, you know, knowing the needs of the borrower, get them in touch with a lender that can really look further into their situation and figure out which program will be best. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Here on the screen is some testimonials from people who have actually written in letters thanking GSFA for the program, for getting them into houses. And as you can see, you're looking at a borrower here that's getting $13,000, another that got $18,000, people who were renting for years and years, and even during COVID have been able to purchase a home and move into it. How do you get started? As a real estate agent, it's really important that you work with a GSFA participating lender, especially the ones who are experienced in GSFA programs, because they're going to understand the guidelines. They're going to, you know, have a process in place for locking in the loan rate and getting that commitment letter, and they're going to stay in contact with you. That is really important. And so what I suggest for all of the real estate agents is to develop a one-on-one relationship with lenders and loan officers themselves so that you can do referrals the minute you find out that a borrower has a need for down payment and closing cost assistance. Our lenders are going to be the one to furnish the interest rates and to provide the applicable APRs. They're the ones that are going to go through the application, the mortgage loan application process, and check eligibility, and then determine whether it's the Platinum program or the Open Doors program that's going to be the best fit for the borrower. We don't expect real estate agents to memorize all the guidelines, but understanding the key features of the program, understanding that they're more flexible than most people think, that they're not limited to first-time home buyers, that's the first step. Because once you believe in the value of these programs, you can then educate your borrowers and link them to GSFA participating lenders. Now, as Eric mentioned, we have done some videos on the website. And so if you would like a more in-depth look at either the Platinum or the Open Doors program, we highly encourage that you visit the website and look at the program pages. There's the videos on our YouTube pages as well, and also on the Power Is Now website as well. These videos really dive into how the programs work. There's even a video with a couple who've used the Platinum program and share their experience. First Bank is one of our participating lenders. You have Eric with us today, so I highly encourage reaching out to him. His contact information is here. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Carolyn. Now let's hear from Eric Frazier about CalCalPA and other great down payment assistance programs. Welcome, Eric, to the show.
Thank you, Jenny. And I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and home loans on your program. You're doing a fantastic job being the host of the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. Now, for those of you who may not know me, you have seen me on other platforms on thepowerisnow.com. In addition to being the president and CEO of the Power Is Now, I'm also a vice president and mortgage advisor with First Bank. My license number is 461807. The views and opinions that I express are my own and do not necessarily reflect that of First Bank. First Bank offers a variety of loan programs, including down payment assistance. We are an approved lender with the California Housing Finance Agency, as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. Now, you just heard a presentation from Carolyn, and the Golden State Finance Authority is an incredible program. And what I love the most about it is that if you're a teacher or first responder, then they're willing to provide the money to you free. And this is on both the Open Door program and also on the Platinum program. Now, primarily on the Platinum program, it's free, 5% in down payment assistance. And on the Open Door program, you can get as high as 7% in down payment assistance, but that is not free. That is not free. You'll have to pay it back. But the fact that you can get down payment assistance without having to make payments at zero interest or low interest is pretty amazing. So in addition to having the Golden State program, we also have the California Housing Finance Agency program. California Housing Finance Agency has helped over 200,000 people buy a home. 200,000 and providing them down payment assistance. And there are some unique differences between the Golden State program and the California Housing Finance Agency program that I would like to point out. And this would be a great way in kind of doing a high-level overview on what you just heard from Carolyn and what may also be available for you with the California Housing Finance Authority. The first difference is that the Golden State Finance Authority, they have a maximum loan limit of $647,200. Now, prior to the increase in the new loan limits by FHFA, their limit was $548,250. So effective the first, it goes up, the 1st of January, it goes up to $647,200. Well, with the California Housing Finance Agency, prior to this increase, their limit was $822,375. Now, effective in January, it will be as high as $970,800. So imagine being a first-time home buyer and being able to buy a property needing a loan of $970,800 and being able to get down payment assistance to buy that property. Well, that's what's available with the California Housing Finance Authority. And so that's really a significant difference. First, the fact that you can get more money. I'm so happy that the government increased the loan limits. We've needed that as property values continue to increase. Another difference between the Golden State Finance Authority and the California Housing Finance Agency is that you don't have to be a first-time home buyer with the Golden State Finance Authority. With the California Housing Finance Authority, you have to be a first-time home buyer. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. You have to be a first-time home buyer if you currently own a property right now, you're living in that property, then you will not be eligible. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you can be in a property right now and buy another home. No problem in getting the down payment assistance as long as you're going to occupy the property. With the California Housing Finance Agency, if you live in a property that you own right now, then you will not be eligible for financing with the California Housing Finance Authority. But let's say you own a property, but you've been renting in the property you live in. You've been renting for the last 3 years. Perhaps you own property because you inherited. It was given to you by your parents. Well, that would be one exception. Another exception would be that you lost your home through a natural disaster. That would be another exception. If it's happened, say, within the last 2 years, you can reach out to the California Housing Finance Agency and you can utilize down payment assistance to purchase another home because you lost your home through a natural disaster. So those are some of the exceptions to not being a first-time home buyer. Another exception that is unique, again, with the Golden State Finance Authority is that they'll allow you to buy a single-family home or a 2, 3, and 4-unit property. Whereas the California Housing Finance Agency will limit you to just a single-family home. They will make an exception if there is an ADU. And right now, ADUs are very popular. Most cities, regardless of where you live, will allow you to build an ADU. And that's something that the California Housing Finance Agency will assist you in doing if that's something you want to do. If you own your home already, if you want to build an ADU, there is money available up to $25,000 to help you with pre-development costs to build an ADU on your home. But to purchase a home, you got to be a first-time home buyer, and it has to be a single-family home zone in a residential zone, by the way, as well. So very, very important. Another big difference between the California Housing Finance Authority and the Golden State is that the down payment assistance and the closing cost assistance are two separate programs. So with the down payment assistance with the Golden State Finance Authority, it's really just all in one. If you get the open door or you get the platinum down payment assistance, the money can be used for either down payment or closing costs, or you can use all the money for down payment or all the money for closing costs. With the California Finance Agency, they have My Home, and the My Home is just for down payment, right? Just for down payment. And it can go as high as $15,000 or 3.5% for government loans, FHA, 3% for VA, 3% for conventional loans. So you're going to have to balance between the maximum amount in terms of the dollar amount they'll give you and the percentage. If you exceed $15,000, which is the dollar amount they'll give you, then you may be able to get more money if you meet certain parameters. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute here. So 3.5% of My Home can go towards down payment assistance, and 3% can go towards closing costs, and that's called ZIP, stands for Zero Interest Program. And that simply means that they'll give you up to 3% of the total loan amount, which includes mortgage insurance, towards your closing costs, provided that, again, you are a first-time home buyer, you meet all the other requirements. There's no dollar limit on the ZIP, but there is a dollar limit on the down payment assistance under My Home. Now, there are just a couple other differences that I want to bring out in regard to CalFHA and Golden State. Another difference is that with the California Housing Finance Agency, the down payment assistance you're going to receive, whether it be My Home or ZIP, has to be paid back. It is not a grant. It has to be paid back. And in fact, on My Home, it's at zero interest, but on the, not on My Home, on ZIP, the zero interest program, it's at zero interest. On My Home, where you're capped at $15,000 or 3% or 3.5%, depending on the program, you have to pay that money back. and there is an interest rate. You can go to the California Housing Finance Agency website, or you can download my mobile app at qualifiedtobuynow.com. Qualifiedtobuynow.com. Put in your telephone number and hit send. It'll send you the link. Download my mobile app, and you can see what the rates are on a daily basis for both the California Housing Finance Agency as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. And so there's interest to be charged on the My Home, no interest on ZIP, but both have to be paid back. With the Platinum program, you don't have to pay the money back after 3 years. It's forgiven in 1/3, and then it's completely forgiven. With the Open Door, at least half the money has to be paid back when you sell the house or refinance. With California Housing Finance Agency, half the money has to be paid back if you refinance or sell the property. Very important. Here's a couple of game changers that are really differentiators. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you don't need cosigners. I mean, they will allow you to have cosigners and co-borrowers, non-occupant co-borrowers. But with the California Housing Finance Agency, they don't allow cosigners on many of the programs, particularly the VA and the conventional product, and they don't allow non-occupant co-borrowers. So there are many differences between the two programs, and it's so important to sit down with a mortgage advisor that specializes in down payment assistance so that you can get accurate information. Now, I've done a complete series of interviews with Carolyn Sansori about the Golden State down payment assistance, not My Home, but Platinum, and also the Open Door program. You can find that video on their website at gsfahome.org or on the Powers Now website at thepowersnow.com. Look at Mortgage Spotlight. If you're interested also in interest-only loans or home equity lines of credit or super jumbo loans up to $3 million, we handle that here at First Bank. We can do just about anything, and we lend in 48 states. And so if you're watching in another state, give me a call. You can reach me at 714-475-8629 or drop me an email at eric.frazier@thepowerisnow. Thank you so much, Jenny, for this opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and other loan programs. And folks, I want to encourage you to tune in and watch Jenny on all of her shows.
Thank you so much for that information, Eric. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap it up. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyers Town Hall Corona, and my name is Jenny Gonzalez with Keller Williams Corona. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our realtor and homebuyer seminars coming soon online. Register today to get your seat. I promise you will not be disappointed. Now I want to talk about the sellers out there, and a lot of sellers. There's a listing down the street, coming soon listing down the street for the last 3 weeks. And around here, we don't have coming soons allowed anymore in our MLS. So I have no idea what that house is going to be selling for. And why? Because there's literally no inventory over here. Literally, I can go half a mile out from my house and there is one listing. So, we're really having a hard time with inventory right now. And if you are ready or even thinking within the next month, 6 months, year, 2 years, please give me a call so that we can do a consultation for free. We can go over what your plan of action is, where you plan on moving to, what your goals are. Maybe you bought a house over the last 2 years and you overpaid for it, and now you're in trouble and you need someone to help you out and get something else. I'm your go-to gal. But also, I want to give you a couple of hints. You need to make sure that if you're going to sell your home, at this point in time, buyers are being a little more picky. Yes, I know there's a lack of inventory, but they are being more picky. They're doing their home inspections. They're doing their appraisals. And what's happening now is the appraisers are now not bringing the appraisals in like they were. So I am seeing this more and more. It's not just on FHA or VA, it's on conventional loans. even if it's a 50% down. We are seeing that appraisers are now taking control of our market, and they are delegating that, hey, we have come to the top now. And so now they're gonna force buyers to either come up with more money or for sellers to come down in price. And I can guarantee you, based off of what's going on from the last 2 years when everybody was buying up and removing all their contingencies, there are now lawsuits against sellers from buyers because things were not disclosed, even though they did not do a home inspection. So, and then they're underwater on their mortgage because the agent told them they can go higher and higher and higher, and the lender said they can go higher, 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 and now they can't make their payments and they're going to be in trouble. So that is what is happening right now. So we want to get a leg up on that, and give me a call. There's a couple of things that we can do to help you out, or even if you just need some advice. And so I just want to thank you for attending my show today on the Power is Now TV. I hope the information was beneficial. And if I can be of any assistance to you for buying or selling real estate, please contact me. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. I'm with Keller Williams Corona. My license number is 01249788. I've been licensed since 1998. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374. And my website is jennygsaleshomes.com. You can go on there. You can sign up for updates on what's going on in your market. Or if you're a buyer, you can just see what's going on in the areas that you're looking for. Thank you, and I hope you have a blessed day. And the power is now to buy or sell real estate.
The Power is Now Media is worldwide with growing audience of future homebuyers, investors, builders, developers, real estate agents, and brokers. The Power is Now Media is well positioned to increase awareness and produce results for our growing roster of advertising partners. An advertisement on any of our platforms is the right step toward reaching and communicating key brand messages to a targeted network of individuals, families, and communities interested in housing. Our content areas include feature stories and profiles on successful real estate agents, business owners, government, and community leaders. The Power is Now magazines are the leading resource for real estate agents, mortgage bankers, entrepreneurs, and small home ownership businesses, providing leaders with business strategy information, resources, and tools through PIN, real estate, and programming guide magazines. Stay up to the minute with real estate and mortgage news and information from industry experts. VIP agents are able to feature listings each week. The Power is Now TV radio podcast features weekly shows that include Homebuyers Town Hall, Real Estate Roundtable, VIP Agent Spotlight, and so much more. Each week, VIP agents have opportunities to be featured guests on the shows. VIP agents can discuss and showcase houses, neighborhoods, and provide brief introduction. The interviews are unlimited 10 to 15 minutes on each current listing. This product alone separates you from your competition. The Power is Now delivers to you market update interview to promote listing weekly, promotional biographical video, co-host a bi-monthly Homebuyers Town Hall show, featured subject matter expert on Real Estate Roundtable show, The Power is Now program guide e-magazine, The Power is Now national e-magazine, article writing and blogging, social media content customization, inclusion and press releases, graphic design services, business and performance coaching, technology support, referrals, lead generation opportunities, and management support.